Well, there you go. It's been a bit of an epic. It's not been a match about the big breaks, really. But Higgins showing his typical grit and determination. Now, what has Trump left as a result of catching the jaw?
Sorry.
No red for Higgins to go at. Caught that safety a little heavily, but the kiss on the brown was handy. Higgins has stroked that in very nicely.
1.
So, the first chance falls to the 4 times world champion.
Yeah, it's not easy though, this. Playing with a bit of pace. It's what stops them going in, you know, it's just hitting them a bit more firmly. I mean, if he rolls that along that cushion, I don't think he'll miss it. But definitely at pace, they stay out.
A relief for Trump,
1.
who now gets the opportunity that Higgins might have had if that black had dropped. Nothing's been straightforward for Trump this week. He's really had to work hard to get this far. He's had a couple of moments where he was close to defeat. So he certainly earned his spot in the semi-finals, and if he goes on to make the final, no difference today. He's been put through the ringer from 5-2 up.
Nine.
Yes, but he'd be pleased to have another chance, even though the last 3 frames have taken a very similar pattern. I think he'd be more than happy that he's in again with a good chance now. John had the initial opening, but that blackie wobbled. Could prove costly.
16.
He's got to forget what's gone before. 1 or 2 things have gone against Judd Trump.
$17.
5 times he's contested a deciding frame with John Higgins, and all 5 he's come out on the wrong end of it. Is he about to break his duck in that regard?
$24.
Well, he's on the red by the pink without too much fuss.
25.
Didn't want to hit the pink though. Playing it down into the bottom pocket now, but that's not as he planned, of course.
Yeah, and in a final frame, everything is that much more difficult. The pressure comes on. Nicely controlled shot, that. Real delicate touch from Trump to stay on his next red.
Yes, he could just hold. Thought he was going to
31.
play it down into the yellow pocket.
$32.
So again, he can get himself quite a few points in front. But a lot will come down to what happens at the main bunch of reds. They have to play a part in this. Doesn't want a repeat of the previous frame where he was a long way in front.
And I guess if he does come through in this decider, he'll take more satisfaction from that than if he'd won
39.
6-2. But it is an if. It was 59 in front in the previous frame. That didn't prove to be enough to get him over the line.
40.
Well, he's got the red in the middle. That's okay. He may have another red available to the right corner also.
47. $48.
Well, he has one available now because he's pushed one of the reds down a little bit. That might be a good shot. Well, he's not quite gone far enough.
$54. $55.
Well, you'd hate to think that he would come away from the table here with Higgins still able to win, because it would unnerve him a bit, given what's happened in the other frames.
Very similar scenario, isn't it, at the moment to the previous frame when he led by 59, ran out of position.
I don't know whether he'd want to screw with the green ball into the corner and open the bunch here. I mean, when you're in front, you don't feel so keen on playing that shot as if you're 50 behind. Well, he tried in the previous frame to put the ball safe. Didn't work. Lost the frame still. You could pot this and try and get somewhere around the black spot and pot one of the two reds
Brown ball.
into either the middle or the corner. He's playing the brown, so he's still looking to hold on to this advantage.
Judge
Putting the brown
55.
safe. I like that shot personally now. I think he's played it well. Of course, it would have been better for Judd Trump to have won the frame and match there, but if you can't, then you've just got to find the right shot under the right circumstances.
Well, Higgins has been hanging on in this match now for 3.5 frames. Nothing's changed.
Yes, he could have easily left that red on, actually, but the one he's very close to, I don't know if he could put it in the middle. I don't think it's on, to be honest. I think John has got away with one slightly there. Well, he did go for it. I suppose the other thing, if you miss that near jaw, you're going to push it a little awkward. You know, the red's not that easy for John to pot now.
Well, that certainly opened things up. And Higgins has managed to get the cue ball tight to the top cushion.
Well, this is hard snooker now. It helps when you're 54 in front, I know. It's a question of trying to get balls near cushions, on cushions. Mess the table up a little bit. Do whatever you can. Just that if John Higgins ever got a chance, clearing up would not be easy.
Again, Higgins finds the cushion. Yeah. Trump continuing to try and make things as awkward as he can.
Yeah, I think it's the right shot. And of course, the problem is that playing it like that, John Higgins is going to move the same red out. If he could have got a snooker behind the green on that red, that would have meant John would have had to play one of the open reds instead. But it's still a good effort.
Wow, that was close.
So it's a sort of a strange old match, isn't it? You know, you just get the feeling there could be another twist here still. If the other three frames from 5-2 are anything to go by, then Higgins is not out of it.
Yeah, he's ridden his luck on a couple of occasions, including there. In the previous frame, he took on a long red and missed it and was trusting to luck as to where it ended up. It ended up in a pottable position, but Trump opted to play a safety and didn't play a very good one, which allowed Higgins back into the frame. Of course, in the end, Trump gave away a free ball. Higgins won it on the colours. So Trump could be forgiven for thinking that perhaps this might not be his day, even though right now he's 54 in front in the decider. That's a really fine pot from Higgins. That had to go. That was do or die.
Yeah, fantastic. You're absolutely right. It really was. And that must have made Judd Trump feel a little bit queasy when he rolled that one in. Because if he keeps his concentration, he could be potting a lot of these reds here with colours.
6.
Which is generally clawing his way back into things.
Seven. 14.
It's a quarter of a century since John Higgins won his
15.
first ranking title. Like O'Sullivan and Williams, the other members of the fabled class of '92, his longevity has been remarkable. Not just the fact that he's still playing, but he's still at the top of the game as a serious title contender whenever he turns up. And he's shown a lot of grit to keep his hopes alive in this match. Oh, but he's missed the pink, would you believe it?
John Higgins, 15.
Would you believe it?
That was the last thing you expected after all the things that have gone before. The last thing you ever believed is that ball is the one he would miss, and he's absolutely incensed.
Wow, well, just like the first semi-final, this has turned out to be a dramatic affair. As Trump moves 40 in front, so he only needs the black to leave Higgins needing a snooker to tie. And he will be mighty relieved. Well, he's not taking any chances here. He only needs the black to leave Higgins requiring snookers.
He's just trying to make up his mind whether to play on the red or not. And the answer is, he hasn't really even tried. It's the kind of match it would be. If he missed the black and got on the red, he would probably never forgive himself.
8.
But it is only one snooker now. It's the only downside to just making sure the black.
Yeah, and if there's one player you don't really want to be facing when they need snookers, it's Higgins.
Yeah, Higgins must be disappointed, though, Philip, about that pink. I mean, it's not the stuffing out of him, you'd say. He won't give up, like you pointed out, but that was a very surprising miss from John, when it just seemed that all the cards were stacked in the fact that he was somehow going to come back and win the match, the way the other frames had gone.
Yeah, I mean, it was such a brilliant red to get in, wasn't it? Showed tremendous bottle to pot that when he knew if he missed it, it was match over. So the pink came as a major surprise. And maybe he just took it for granted. But he's not out of it yet. He's very adept at getting snookers, and it's just one to tie. .47 the difference, 43 on, assuming Higgins can take blacks with the remaining two reds.
Well, if this goes in, it's lights out, I think, this match, in favour of Judd Trump.
One.
So that surely seals John Higgins' fate. And once again, Judd Trump has been put through the ringer, but he's come through. It's going to be his third final frame deciding win this week in Yushan, and his first ever in 6 attempts over John Higgins, and that'll give him a lot of satisfaction, assuming that Higgins can't now get the snookers he needs, and he needs plenty of them. 48 the deficit, just 35 there, 4 required, unless he can get a free ball.
比赛还没有结束呢，请楼上的观众保持安静了。
And still, even at this late stage, referee Peggy Lee is almost begging the crowd to behave themselves. But that's it. It's a handshake from John Higgins, and Judd Trump has had to go to the well again to see off one of his biggest foes. But this time he has prevailed at the 6th opportunity in a final frame decider. He's into the World Open final against Higgins by 6 frames to 5. Goodness me, he had to work for it in the end, didn't he? 5-2 up, Trump was red-hot favourite. Try as he might, he couldn't get over the line, and even in that final frame, Higgins was threatening to turn things around in his favour, only to miss the straight pink into the right centre pocket, and that really did spell the end for him. Trump now all smiles and very happy to sign autographs for his many fans here in China. He's very popular here because of the brand of snooker he plays. Today, it was not fluent stuff, but he's shown his match play nous once again to get the better of the great John Higgins. And that means that we are set